where should you eat brunch? What are the best brunch places in the Knoxville area? I was gonna say in Knoxville, but we're gonna say the Knoxville area, okay? This is literally one of my favorite topics. I love a good brunch, and we're gonna go from downtown to South Knox to West Knox. I got some Maryville for you. I got some Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, Gatlinburg for you. And I've got also some honorable mentions of places that I've not yet tried that I want to try. So anything that I'm saying on any of these are places that I've been to until we get to want to try list. Okay, so everything I'm telling you, I've been to for brunch. Now, to make this brunch list, you have to serve either a Bloody Mary or mimosa. Okay, so that's how these got there. There are some breakfast places I could tell you, and as I was making this video, I was like, let me make a separate video about breakfast in general, because like brunch is not the same as breakfast, okay? And even when I was asking Shay, like, hey, tell me your brunch places, and some of the stuff I said, he was like, that's a breakfast, and I was like, whatever, bro. So, that being said, by the way, I'm qualified to talk about this because I'm obsessed with brunch. Love it. Actually, I'm bougie. That's why I want to live in certain parts of town, because I want access to all the bougie things, like the best brunch, the best gyms, all that stuff, okay? So, let's get going. So we are going to first of all talk about Market Square, downtown, campus, Old City. Okay, so Market Square, Market Square downtown is going to be the best place for you if you're a poor planner, because you're going to have the most options in a walkable distance. Some of these places take reservations, some of them don't. And I would always, day of, check anyways to see if reservations are accepted, because sometimes things change. You might be able to bet that you could get a seat at the bar, but I'm just saying, I would go check all of these about reservations. Some of them I know for sure will take reservations. Some of them I don't think they do. But, you know, Market Square wise, this is going to be your biggest opportunity for the most options if you did not plan accordingly. And I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying, you know, this is going to be the best place for you if you need options. So when it comes to downtown, the place we go most often for brunch is called Balter Beerworks. And you're like, beer? Yes. They have a great brunch, but more importantly, they've got like $2 mimosas. Now, they are pre-made, okay? So you can't order like, I will have a mimosa with a drip of orange juice. You can't do that because it's pre-made. And if you sit at the bar and your name is Shay Jones, who's my husband, he gets grossed out by them because they're dumping like huge buckets of mimosa into basically the draft machine. It's not a draft machine, but it's like, you know, a nozzle and it'll pour out. But anyways, I don't care. It's $2, okay? But they've got a great breakfast burger. They've got breakfast tacos. You can do salads, and actually there you can do their lunch menu too. I would get there early or anticipate waiting. There's not a ton of parking, so bear that in mind too. If you get lucky enough to find a spot at the actual parking lot, that is great. There is a lot across the street, or you can park on Jackson Avenue. So Balter Beerworks, that's a good one. They have indoor and outdoor seating as well as bar seating. And sometimes, I don't know if I'm trying to remember the last time we were there. They used to have like a little tables with like muffins and stuff for brunch. And I'm not remembering if they're still doing that. So I don't know. If you get there and there's muffins, congratulations. Next up is Tomato Head. And some of you guys are gonna be like, that's lame. And I'm gonna be like, you're lame. Because Tomato Head is literally one of my very favorite restaurants in Knoxville. There's one downtown and there's one in West Knox. I will address that when we get to West Knox. The downtown one, I don't think you're going to need reservations. You may want to call ahead, but I don't think you're going to need them. Some honorable mentions on their menu. They have a really great cinnamon roll. They have breakfast sandwiches, really good stuff. And they do have mimosas. They've got Bloody Marys. Love the vibe. Awesome salads, which I know you're like, we're talking about breakfast. Oh, they have biscuits and gravy. Okay, what else is on my list? Chivo. Chivo is another one of my very favorite restaurants in Knoxville. It is on Gay Street. You probably want to get there early. It's probably going to be packed. I've said you have to have mimosas to be on this list, and now I don't remember if they have mimosas. But they have a wall of tequila. So it's basically the same. I'm sure they have mimosas. Listen, it's for brunch. If you serve brunch, you have to have mimosas. Anyways, they have like a breakfast burrito. They have some breakfast tacos. They have, what's that? Huevos rancheros. They have that. You gotta go, okay? You gotta go. Southern Grits in the Old City. That's like, that is like true biscuits and gravy. They have a breakfast burger. They definitely have mimosas. So that's a good one. You may need reservations for that one. I would just call ahead and see. Call and check. Their bar is a pretty good size, but I think they get, especially with like football season in the fall, it gets kind of crazy because they're also just under Old City Sports Bar. So sometimes people will eat at Southern Grit first and go to Old City Sports Bar, even though you can use even though Old City Sports Bar has a supplemented menu for Southern Grit. So anyways, Southern Grit, that's one to try. Again, I'm only mentioning right now ones that I have tried. At the end, I'm going to add things that I think that are on the list, which maybe I'm doing this wrong. Anyways, whatever. Another one that you should try downtown or in the downtown area is Sunspot. Sunspot is a local chain, and it is more on campus. It's on Cumberland Avenue, and they have a really good brunch. They have really good food, actually, I think, in my opinion. So those are all places: Market Square, downtown, Old City. And actually, I'm going to switch this up, okay? I'm switching this up as we're doing it. Honorable mentions that I have not yet tried in the downtown area for brunch is Stir. I've been to Stir for dinner. Stir just opened a couple weeks ago. I'm making this August 18th, 2023. Stir opened probably 3 weekends ago. We went for dinner, but their brunch menu looks amazing. So that's one to definitely try. That's downtown. French Market and Creperie. There is one of those in downtown, and there's also one in Farragut. And that is one that is supposed to be amazing. Never been. Definitely I have it on my list to try. Also downtown, in the downtown area, Not Watson's is on Market Square, and supposedly they have a great brunch. I've been there. I've not been there for brunch. The Brass Pearl I've not been to at all, and supposedly they have an awesome brunch. Cafe 4, my sister is obsessed with that place. They have these like specialty macaroni and cheeses. I've not been to Cafe 4 for brunch. So those are all downtown area. Another one that's just outside downtown, down Central Avenue, past the Old City, is called Alray's. And Alray's is an eclectic mix of food, but they also have boozy coffees. So that could be another great option. Okay, so those are all downtown ones. The other one that I want to mention that is downtown, but there's two that are downtown that are chains, and typically I'm anti a chain restaurant because I'm just that high maintenance, okay? First of all, Two Below Honey. This is like very southern. If you want biscuits, they have these giant Bloody Marys, and one of them is like a yellow tomato juice base, and it is very good. So you gotta try that. Ruby Sunshine is at the opposite corner. So one is on this corner, the other's on this corner on Market Square. And Ruby Sunshine, to me, it's not worth it. Because like the drinks are overpriced for what you're getting, in my opinion. Not a big fan. And the food is like very heavy, but not in the right way. Like I know we're talking about brunch, so we're probably talking about pretty heavy food anyways, but I'm just not the biggest fan, but it does exist. I would call ahead for that one because it tends to be very packed. Also, your whole party better be there when you show up, okay? Not that I'm speaking from experience. Well, let's move along. Across the river into South Knox is an abundance of new places and so much exciting things happening that it makes me so happy that I have multiple places to tell you about in South Knoxville because I literally love it there. Okay, first of all, Redbud Kitchen. Redbud Kitchen is like the OG restaurant on Severe Avenue. Since everything's been exploding down there, they have a really good brunch. So yeah, go try it. Super cool. They have like these like cinnamon bite things that are like smushed cinnamon rolls. like mini smush cinnamon rolls. It sounds weird. I'm just saying, go try it, okay? 71 South, which is in the old Sevier Avenue Church Sanctuary. It is super cool vibe. This one I would have a reservation for. You may be able to find a seat at the bar, but I would probably have a reservation for this. They have breakfast every day menu, and then they have a separate brunch menu, which includes, like, they have a mimosa flight where you can get 4 different juices. They've got Bloody Marys, like, they've got like a pickle Bloody Mary, like a spicy Bloody Mary, and like a traditional or something. They've got like a pancake of the day. They've got a breakfast sandwich. So 71 South, definitely one to try. And for those of you that have given me negative comments about 71 South, I'm telling you, you don't know what to order. Okay, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you, call me and I'll tell you what you need to order, okay? I can help you because the food is very good and the people are amazing and the food is awesome and they've got a great bar. Okay, anyways. Sono Taco, they have a brunch, and actually on their, whatever their Bloody Mary is, it comes with a quesadilla, like a piece of a quesadilla on it. Okay, so what else do we need to say? They've got some just different like a breakfast empanada. They've got obviously queso, whatever. So Sono Taco is another great one to try. Now I want to mention too, in South Knoxville, that some of you are going to be like, what about Simple? Well, Simple has now closed. Simple on Sevier has closed. However, Simple Cafe is going to be opening, they're saying in October, and it's like more of a New York style cafe, and it will have breakfast. So I just want to mention, like, I didn't forget about Simple. Simple is amazing, but they closed. They decided to take a different direction in their lives, which we respect, and they're going to be opening a cafe in the luxury apartment buildings called South Banks on Suttrie's. So that's like where Suttrie's Landing is. They're going to have a cafe like storefront there. So check that out. I don't think they're going to have brunch. I'm just saying, in case you're like, what about Simple? That's why I'm not talking about it. Side note, Aretha Frankenstein's is not yet open, and it's supposed to be opening this fall 2023. And I'm pumped about it. So stay tuned. That's on Chapman Highway where the Hardee's used to be. It's a turquoise building. It's across Chapman Highway from South Prest. If you get to Sugar Cream Creamery, you'll went too far. Okay? You got to go back to downtown, back that way. So basically, it's between the Arby's and where Moody hits Chapman. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go get the Google map. Or just put Aretha Frankenstein's into Google. Okay? West Knoxville. Oh yeah, baby. Is there anything? No, okay. I was just making sure. I've got my handy dandy list here that I made for you in my categories, and I'm just making sure that I'm not missing something in South Knox or something that I've not yet tried in South Knox. Okay, West Knox. First of all, if we go from downtown west, first thing you're gonna hit is Plaid Apron, which is in Sequoia Hills, and I haven't tried it yet. So that is one that is supposedly amazing. I haven't been there. Go try it. I have it on my list. If we keep going west, we hit 2 places, Gourmet Market and Pharmacy. I don't think either one of these take reservations. You want to get there early or be prepared to wait, especially for Gourmet Market. We get lucky a lot of times and sit at the bar for Gourmet Market. It used to be called Holly's Corner, but they have a great brunch. They even have this, the last time we were there, I don't know if they still have this drink, but it's basically like it's a boozy coffee, but it's basically like a Long Island iced tea of boozy coffee, which you're going to be like, Haley, that's disgusting. I'm telling you, it's great. And I think you can only have one of them. Okay, so read between the lines, you know what I'm saying? Across the street, across Kingston Pike is, as I'm saying this to you, I forgot a place. It's called Harvest. They have brunch. Across the street from Gourmet Market is Pharmacy. Pharmacy used to be off North Shore at Pellissippi, and now it's on Bearden. I mean, it's in Bearden on Kingston Pike, and it is so good. Please note they close at 3 on Wednesdays. I mean, they close at 3 on Sundays, which is when you would be eating brunch. And if you're having brunch on a Wednesday, you're doing life right, okay? Okay, so pharmacy, amazing food. You gotta go. It's so good. And they have everything for everyone, from very healthy to very like, try not to feel guilty later. You know what I mean? They have great drinks, Bloody Marys, mimosas. They have usually a specialty mimosa or drink on brunches and like some sort of special thing that they make. It's super fresh. It is so good, and the people are amazing. Pharmacy, that's probably one of our go-tos, if you can't tell from the way I'm talking about it, because it is. Okay, next up, like I said, there's a place called Harvest, which is down the street. That's a good brunch option. We've been there maybe once or twice for brunch. So just want to keep that in mind. If we keep going west and we kind of go back down North Shore, Lions Bend, there is Scrambled Jake's. Now, this is the one where Shay was like, that's a breakfast place. And I was like, well, they have mimosas. They have a full bar. It's for brunch, okay? And I love Scrambled Jake's. Like, and I'm not a chain restaurant person, but I'm telling you, it is so good. And rumor is that those are the same people that are doing Aretha Frankenstein's, which gives me so much joy in my life because Aretha Frankenstein's is way more closer to where I live, okay? Anyway, Scrambled Jake's, it's in Rocky Hill. You gotta go. Be prepared to wait, or you can go to their website and put your name in and it'll say, be here in an hour. So do that, okay? Because otherwise you're gonna be waiting forever. Scrambled Jake's is another one where I don't like the parking. Also, Pharmacy has horrible parking. Now that I think about it. So just prepare yourself. If you have road rage or a volatile husband or wife or whoever who is poor on patience, you might want to brace them and say, hey, we might have trouble finding a parking spot. And that's okay. We are still going to have great food at the end of the day. Okay, if we keep going west, so we just went from Scrambled Jake's and we just actually take that road all the way to Ebenezer, turn onto Ebenezer, and that would take us to a place called Point B. Point B is the second place on this list that has a mimosa flight, which we love. You get 4 juices. They also have Irish coffee. They've got Bloody Marys. They've got freaking great brunch food. So that's one I would probably call ahead. See if you can make a reservation or sit at the bar. If you go during like popular time, you're gonna be waiting. What else is on here? Okay, Tomato Head is also, if we go back towards Pharmacy, it's on Kingston Pike. And we've already mentioned this. I mentioned it downtown, but there is a location in the West Hills area. And it is great. Like I said, get your cinnamon roll, get your mimosa, and have a great day. Okay. What else, West Knox? Oh, Seasons. Okay, if we keep going more west, if we get to Turkey Creek, you have Seasons. Also, side note, Turkey Creek has a first watch and Bearden Hill has a first watch. I think they now have alcohol. They have like a sangria or something, so I decided to include them. Great food. Obviously, this is breakfast food every day, and it is a chain, but I did want to mention it because it does exist. It's in South Knoxville. I mean, I'm just dreaming. It's in West Knoxville. Okay, so first watch. That's an option. Seasons, great. It's in Turkey Creek. They've got specials. They have mimosas. They've got Bloody Marys. They have a good, solid brunch menu. So that's one to try. That is pretty much in Farragut. Kazzy's is North Shore Town Center, and they have a great brunch. Cool vibe. They've got TVs. That could be an option if you wanted to watch football, like on a Sunday. But the TVs are at the bar. But they are pretty decent. Because we've actually sat on like football Sunday at Kazzy's and watched football at a table looking at the bar TVs. Okay, now let's talk about outside Knoxville. Now I want to make a comment here. I did not include anything that is like North Knox besides Alray's. And I think that's just because there's not anything. I think there's not like... I'm seeing if actually Corner 16 has brunch. Corner 16 has brunch. I've not been to Corner 16 brunch, but I just want to point it out to you that it does have brunch. There's a brunch menu according to their website. And so that's Kingston Pike, like North Peters, and that's also Hardin Valley, Middlebrook, like off Middlebrook. Okay, I think that's all the West Knox stuff. And I'm just so afraid that I've left something off, really, is what I'm feeling, and also what I'm fearing. Okay, but we're going to move on. All right, let's talk about outside of Knoxville. So, Sevierville. Seasons, which I think, and I'm 99% sure it's the same people that have the Seasons in Turkey Creek. There is a Seasons in Sevierville. It's like downtown Sevierville, and they have a brunch. We've been there. Sometimes we've gone there before we go to the lake because our friends have a lake house on Douglas, and so we'll go eat brunch there before we go to the lake. Really good. They've got biscuits, they've got salads, they've got just like typical brunch food, and then also obviously mimosas. I'm trying to think. I think last time we split like a breakfast burger because it has like a fried egg on it, and it was really good. So in the same vein, if you go further down, like all the way into Gatlinburg, this is one exception to my rule. These people do not serve mimosas, okay? But it's so good, I have to mention it, because if you made it this far to other places, I have to just say, if you're in Gatlinburg and you're wanting breakfast, you have to go to Crockett's Breakfast Camp, okay? You need to go to their website 2 hours before you want to go and put your name on the list. And you want to wait for it. I'm telling you, it is worth it. Do not get the cinnamon roll. Get the cinnamon pancakes with extra cinnamon sauce on the side, okay? Because the cinnamon roll is like, I don't like the icing. The cinnamon pancake topping is like way more cinnamony, and it is so good. Like, I dream about it, okay? And every time we go there, and we can't get there early enough, it makes me so sad. Like one time we stayed in Gatlinburg for the weekend or whatever, and we slept way in, and it was like past when they were serving, and I was devastated. I'm still not over it. Anyways, okay, so that's Sevierville. In Townsend, Dancing Bear Lodge has a bistro cafe, and they have a breakfast buffet, $37 a person, plus they have a Bloody Mary bar and a mimosa situation. The Bloody Mary, I think, was like $15. The mimosa, I think, is like $8 or something, but they have a whole bar of stuff. So those are outside of Knoxville options. Okay, that's everything on my list. I'm just making sure I mentioned everything I haven't tried. I talked about Stir. Oh, Maryville. Okay, here's something interesting. So Maryville is new to the brunch scene. A couple months ago, well, probably maybe a year ago, before Bella opened, my friend Mandy, she lives in Maryville, and I was like, can we get brunch in Maryville? Because we're not that far. So I was like, surely we can go somewhere. And she answered back, NADA, Nada. And I was like, Nada? Never heard of that. I started Googling it, and I realized she was saying Nada like nothing. Well, now Bella is open, and it's in downtown Maryville, and they've got brunch, and we've not been, but that menu looks freaking amazing. So I want to mention that because I'm telling you, it's going to be great. We've not been, so that's an honorable mention. Something else I failed to mention when talking about downtown that I've not tried is the Brass Pearl. Okay, so that being said, if I had to say top 3 to try, and why? Number 1 is Pharmacy, because the food is so good. So good. Number 2 is Scrambled Jake's. I hate to even say it because it's a chain, but the food is so good. It's amazing, okay? And then I'm torn between Balter Gourmet Market and Point B. I'm going to say Balter just because it's kind of nostalgic for me. Like, that's where people always want to go because it's just, like, easy. There's something for everyone. And the mimosas are $2. So there you go. Those are my top 3. I'm going to regret this later because now I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to cut anyone out. But I can tell you for sure, Pharmacy is my number 1. So shout out to Pharmacy because I love a good brunch and they are amazing. By the way, some of you may be like, you didn't talk about Ollie D. Well, if you haven't heard the news, they closed. they decided to move on, and now it is a smash burger, which I think is amazing. So anyways, that being said, I hope this has been helpful. And if you would love more thoughts on beautiful and amazing and awesome places to go in the Knoxville area, please subscribe, because I will continue to talk about it, because I love this place. Also want to make a shout out to Deanne at Sono Throwback and Threads, which is where I got this Tennessee t-shirt. I told her I would talk about it, so this is me talking about it. Anyways, I will see you on the next video. And if you go to brunch, please tell me where you go. Please tell me what you ordered. Please tell me what you loved. And if I missed something, please tell me in the comments. And I'll see you on the next video.